Is it the right angle? Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Hi guys, I'm Julia North and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the book review videos. And today's video, you guys and I will do something quite different from our usual book reviews. Usually when I do book reviews video, most of my video covers different books. I usually go over the author of the book, and then I talk about the plots. I try to summarize it as best as possible, and I talk about the character. I talk about the theme of the book and other things alongside it. But in today's book reviews video, it's be something different because you guys and I are taking some quizzes about the books that I might have done a book reviews video before, or I will do it in a future year on SparkNotes. One of the best and one of my favorite website to visit where I talk about books. I won't lie say I have all those ideas inside my head, but I will say that I have taken a lot of preference from SparkNotes. So, in my opinion, SparkNotes have some of the best and free information that you can take reference on, or whether you're writing essays, that you need some ideas, you need some key highlights, or new motivation for you to read the book. You surely visit SparkNotes, link in the description below. I discovered SparkNotes through different recommendation on YouTube, and when I first stumbled on the channel, I usually just think about them as entertainment purposes. But then I start to look full scale on SparkNotes, and I realized that SparkNotes is just more than that. SparkNotes have 500,000 plus essays, writing, literature, blogs, all of that. SparkNotes cover many books, and I will not have to list of those books out because there are many books that I'm ignorant of, or I have superficial understanding, so I cannot talk about all those books. But SparkNotes cover all of that. SparkNotes provide you information whether you're writing essays, whether you're a teacher and you're preparing for your class, or you're a student and you're doing this topic discussion, show and tell in class about a book. You should probably use SparkNotes. Or whether you are using it for entertainment sake only, I recommend you guys watch SparkNotes video on YouTube, link in the description below. And now let's jump to the quizzes. Hi guys, so welcome back to my computer screen recording, and apparently I'm here at SparkNotes and at the Daisy Miller page. As you can see, I'll be linking this in the description below. So the layout of SparkNotes is pretty detailed, and the thing that SparkNotes covers really intrigued me a lot because look at the all detail. SparkNotes can cover from the summarization, plots overview, chapter 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, and then the character list, character analytics, and then main ideas with theme, motives, symbols, key facts, and then you have quotes. You also have further studies, like more ideas perhaps, and then you have writings, and then you can buy all the knowledge at SparkNotes to support the page out. I'll be linking this in the description below also. So now let's talk about, well, let's carry out the main purpose of this video anyways, which is doing some quizzes. So I'm here at the summary of the plot. The simple most things you can do to go into the quizzes is click into one of, here we go, and scroll down, and then you have test your knowledge, take the plot overview quiz. Okay, so for the study plot overview quiz, question 1 out of 5. Before the books begin, where has Winterbourne spent most of his life? Switzerland. What? France? Oh my gosh, I'm wrong. Well, maybe I do have freaking superficial understanding. Question number 2. In which of the following ways is Daisy different from other girls Winterbourne has known? Well, in the book, Isabel is not like polished, but she is not that proper. She is also very spontaneous. She's very outgoing. She's talkative, and she might be better suited today's standard of girls. All of this sassy, you know, like that. Oh, choose all of above there. Question number 5. When he goes to Rome, Winterbourne discovers Daisy had obtained which of the following. Call him a suitor of hers. There we go. Okay, question 4. About what do both Winterbourne and Mrs. Walker warn Daisy? So, after knowing and acknowledging the facts that Daisy had a suitor, both of them warn Daisy about the effects of reputation, because in Italy, it's not a custom of a lady to flirt with multiple men and ignore the warnings of Winterbourne and Mrs. Walker. She decided to go to the Colosseum with this suitor, and apparently the Colosseum is a very dangerous place because it's very famous for malaria, a disease caused by mosquitoes. So let's click Colosseum. So if you guys want more information about the book, and if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, then please check in the description below. I have my videos that I talk about this book before. But okay, what's Samsung TV is, well, it's annoying, yeah. And now let's go to the next section of this quiz, the character list quick quiz. It's just a 5 question, you know. So question number 1. Daisy refuses to conform to expatriate values, American values, her aunt's mother. Her aunt expatriate values. Question number 2. So which character provide the novel's central narrative consciousness? So although the story talk about Daisy Miller, the person who gives you guys the storyline, who show you the way and who helped you to understand the thing is Winterbourne. In the book, Winterbourne expression and feelings is very crystal clear to us. He is torn between accepting Daisy Miller is a bad girl or thinking and assuming she's an innocent woman. So Winterbourne will be ready to go. Question number 3. Mrs. Miller is obsessed with her health. She is already very vulgar. Her wardrobe is not mentioned that much, and her child behavior is out of the question because she is a very careless mother and a childish one. Question 4. Who plays the role of the confidant? So I'll say Mrs. Costello. Okay, and last but not least, question number 5. Who shares the value of the Americans' expatriate community will also try to save Daisy? I would say Mrs. Walker, because although she shared the values and the idea of the Americans' community in Europe, but she is also very kind-hearted and she cares about Daisy Miller's reputation a lot. There we go. Well, okay. So now let's move on to Wildfell Hall, which is one of the very favorite book of mine, which written by one of the Bronte's sister. However, due to different circumstances, I cannot take the quiz, so I'm gonna move on to Edward Wilson, Age of the Innocence. I like Age of Innocence more than Tenant and Wildfell Hall, but I would say Age of Innocence had an open ending, so I'm not really down to it. But now let's take the quiz in plot overview. Like I've said before, I'm just gonna scroll down the page. I scroll down the page and then take the plot overview quiz. Just a quick quiz. Okay, so question 1 out of 5. At the start of the novel, the milestone events has recently taken place in New Archer's life. An engagement. So in the future videos, I'll be talking about the Age of Innocence. I will want 2 out of 5. Realizing that he's in love with Ellen, what does Archer try to do? So, realizing that he is in love with this cousin, with May's cousin, Newland Archer decides to shorten his engagement because after his marriage with May, Archer is reunited with Ellen on a vacation on a town in Newport. So, how many children do Archer and May have? They have 2 or have 3. Oh, sorry. Okay. So question 5. Where do Archer and his son travel at the end of the novel? So they decide to travel to Austria or France. So I've answered question 3 out of 5 correctly, which is kind of bad. But it has been for such a long time since I actually listened to this book, and perhaps I have skipped any important part, which perhaps I'm gonna have to read this book before I can do a summarization for you guys. And now let's talk about the character. So what is Newland Archer's profession? What is his occupation? He was a lawyer for a firm in America, and which elderly gentleman and friends and family is an official archivist of New York family gossip. I would say Citizen Jackson. He is mentioned quite a lot in this book, and he is mentioned like almost at the beginning of the book, like at the part after Newland Archer engagement with May, that Citizen Jackson is mentioned, and they actually immediately slam the word gossip in. So question number 3, which Bohemian friends of Archer embody the idea of social freedom? I would say Julia. Oh well, no, Winston. Question number 4, who remains faithful to his husband despite his suspect affair with Countess Alaska? Question 5, which had to shoe polish fortune become a popular hostess despite her unimpressed social pedigree? That's a hard question. Question this I'm just gonna just at random. Okay, so I answered 3 questions correctly out of 5, which means I still have very hard to understand this book, and which conclude I still have to read this book. And then finally, let's move on to our next quiz of this book of today's book reviews. And I probably want to go is now to conclude and finish our videos today. Let's turn to Charles Dickens' 1859 Tale of Two Cities, historical novels that I really love. Now let's talk about plot overview. Let's scroll down, and apparently we will try to find the quizzes, which is missing right here. So I'm wondering, where is the quizzes? Where is the quizzes? Oh my gosh, I'm still looking at the quizzes right here. Okay, so we have the quizzes. So what does Carlton sacrifice suggest about France's fate? So are we talking about Tale of Two Cities? Real quick summarization for you guys, but for deep analysts later on, I'll be making a video entirely dedicated just for Tale of Two Cities later on. So Sidney Carton, a man. So the story talks about the French Revolutionary against the Count, or like a nobleman in France, and the story captures the relationship of a guy who is a descendant of a very noble family, and a young woman who is a daughter of a prisoner who is imprisoned by this man's family. Yeah, and at the end of the novels, when the French capture this man and try to kill him, Sidney Carter really want to marry this guy's girl, but Sidney Carter decides to sacrifice this woman that he loves so much to this man who is a descendant of this noble family. So Sidney Carter decides to sacrifice his life, so his sacrifice suggests that when he about to die, he imagined that in the future France could be this rich country, people have enough to eat, there will be no one suffering, and perhaps in the future time we're going to be fine. And this is exactly the right answer. Well, what aspect of the revolution does the novel criticize? The way the peasants overthrow cruelty with cruelty. So the people of the French are treated with absolute cruelty. There's no food. They are beaten. They are all oppressed by the noblemen. And if they do something against them, they will be put in jail. There will be torture and all of these psychological torment. However, when they enjoy that, they know how much damage it can be. But with all of these suppressed heat and anger and sad and pain in their heart, they cannot help but use cruelty against cruelty, because they want those people who do it to them have to pay. Question number 3. Which of these is not a double in the narrative? I would say, which is not, I would say Lucy and Madame Defarge. Oh well, Michelle Defarge and Dr. Manette. Oh wow. So, question 4. To whom is Carlton often compared because of his sacrifice? I will compare him to Christ. Question number 5. What does the broken wine cask symbolize? Okay, so that is the end of this video. I will see you guys later for my next video. And thank you for joining me on this quiz journey. Both views gonna come out real early. I'll see you guys later. Bye.